This is some concerning but very important breaking news coming out of South Africa right now, and every woman in our country needs to know about this, so please share this far and wide. A study at the University of Free State has found toxic chemicals in 16 brands of sanitary pads commonly used in South Africa, and these include hormone-disrupting toxins which can eventually cause fertility problems or even cancer. This is a list of the 16 brands that were tested, and every single one of them had at least 2 of these chemicals found in them. Now, it's important to know that toxins like this have been found in sanitary pads across the world. This isn't unique to South Africa. And while the levels of the toxins and chemicals are quite low, experts warn that long exposure can be very harmful. Now, the big question here is, what is the solution? Well, the leading professor of the study says women must rather purchase menstrual products with this label on them, which is meant to ensure international safety standards. Or the professor says women should look into using reusable sanitary products. Let me know what you guys think about this.
What began as an initiative to develop affordable sanitary towels for learners who miss school during menstrual cycle has led to an alarming discovery. The study, which took over 3 years, uncovered the presence of hormone-disrupting chemicals in sanitary pads and panty liners tested. These menstrual products are widely used by women and girls across South Africa. The findings revealed widespread contamination across all products tested, with every single pad and panty liner containing at least 2 of the target chemicals. Although the chemicals were detected in low concentrations, researchers warn that long-term exposure raises serious health concerns and warrants urgent attention.
The problem is many of them look similar to hormones. That means when they are getting inside your body, your body starts to get confused. It blocks the normal hormones, and it might lead to several different disorders, including things like infertility, endometriosis. That's what studies have found, even cancer in some cases. So we looked for those chemicals across a range of disposable pads.
The study focused only on the section of the pads and panty liners that come into direct contact with the skin, prompting calls for broader testing. Researchers warn that further studies are needed to determine the extent of exposure and potential health risks. The study also highlights that the hormone-disrupting chemicals are not limited to sanitary towels.
Because you're not just talking sanitary pads, you're talking baby nappies as well.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's even more, because a baby uses a nappy every day. For at least how long? 2 years?
Tampons, because you mentioned only pads and...
That's a good question.
And panty liners, but there are also tampons as well.
Yes. If I go with what international studies have shown, I haven't got good news. International studies show that some of them even contain heavy metals on top of everything else. Now, that's not, again, I don't want to make people run away, and I don't want to start another thing here, but we will test them.
The researchers say alternatives are necessary to give women options. They say reusable sanitary towels are a better option at this stage, but many current options are not viable.
For example, the menstrual cup, some people love them, from what we found, but there are a lot of people that don't like them. And then the challenge is, again, the poorer communities. Somebody living in an area where there's no water or electricity can't use that cup, because you need to clean it in a microwave oven with water. So if you don't do that, you can run into serious trouble. As a New York case study has shown, that a young student didn't clean it perfectly, used hot water and thought that is okay, and it wasn't. She died.
The research has sparked a debate, and the university says it's also looking into developing safe sanitary towels.
While I don't like the wahoo that's going on around all of what we've done, we've already been engaged by several players in the market that wants to help transform the testing, speak to government, and get the regulatory bodies to start and take notice. And that was the aim. We needed to open the conversation, and that conversation is already starting to happen at high level.
And besides the possible damage that disposable towels can do to human bodies, the damage to the environment is also a concern. According to the researchers, they take between 5 to 800 years to decompose in the soil. The UFS team has called for more studies to be done to determine the direct link between long exposure to the chemicals it discovered and many of the women's reproductive disorders. Makhala Masting, SABC News, Bloemfontein.
Very important but scary story that broke yesterday for all women out there, and obviously for all men who are fathers, who are sons, who are brothers of girls, of course. Please listen to this and share it with everyone who needs to hear it. Laat oom panel vir julle hierdie artikel lees. This is from ENCA. New study finds harmful chemicals in popular menstrual products. Bloemfontein. A study by the University of the Free State, COFSIS, has revealed a hidden health risk in everyday menstrual products, including some marketed as chemical-free. So they obviously lying in their marketing. Researchers tested 16 popular sanitary pad and panty liner brands and found substances known to interfere with the body's hormone system. Johan Visser, head of chemistry at the University of the Free State, said the chemicals, including phthalates, parabens, and bisphenols, mimic hormones in the endocrine system. In inverted commas, they look very much or very similar to the hormones in the endocrine system, and they mimic them in the body, Visser explained. He added that these harmful substances are not unique to menstrual products, but are also found in perfumes, plastics, and other personal care items. Let's stop right there. If you've ever watched on Netflix, Jamie Foxx, They Cloned Tyrone. As much as it's fictional, there have been a lot of theories around the foods we eat, the GMOs, the preservatives, the everything. There have been a lot of talks around contraceptives in women. There have been a lot of talks in hair products, skin products, the toothpastes we use, how these things are affecting, of course, all of us, but specific to this video, women and your hormones, your fertility. It's not in this article, but when I read from another article, it affects women's fertility. It affects your hormone balance or imbalances. It is linked to certain types of cancers. Very, very scary. Not just menstrual products, as Dion Visser said, but also perfumes that you use, plastics, microplastics. I know Diary of a CEO has made videos about the dangers of microplastics, microwaves, and other personal care items. According to Visser, the chemicals are used as plasticizers, antibacterials, preservatives, and stabilizers in these products. In inverted commas again, they unfortunately are in these products, and it's all over the world. It's not just a South African problem, he said. Pause there again. Just recently, there was an issue around baby formula and some of the issues it's causing for babies. Huge, I think it's $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken, lawsuit, class action suit against Johnson & Johnson because of baby powder, which has led to a lot of cancers, not just affecting children, but also women as well, linked to cervical cancer and the like. And cervical cancer is becoming a huge focus point for medical professionals. HPV vaccines and the like are conversations you need to be having with your GP or with your gynecologist. What's the solution? Visser recommended silicone-based menstrual cups and reusable sanitary pads as safer options. There are different products on the market. The silicone-based cups work well. The problem is that you need a microwave oven and clean water to clean them, or else you are looking at trouble again. And this has been one of the issues with reusable pads, that for girls in rural areas like the villages, where they may be struggling with water, with heat, they may not be able to clean and get the type of hygiene that they need. He added that a multidisciplinary team at the university, including chemists, social scientists, and microbiologists, is working on developing sanitary towels with antibacterial properties as a safer option for women. Not necessarily to cause a huge panic. I mean, you guys have been using these products for years, if not decades, but something to research and find out for yourself, a conversation to have with your health professionals. Read the articles, understand what you're using, understand what's in the products, not just the menstrual products, but like I said, the perfumes you're using, the deodorants, the roll-ons, the moisturizers, the shampoos, the hair foods, and the like. Get closer to the things you're putting into your body. The food you're eating, of course, a lot of the junk. We're eating foods that don't go stale. You leave them for months and they don't rot. What are we eating? What are we eating? So again, very, very important video. Please share it. Let's have conversations. Let's have discussions, because we care about our daughters. We care about our mothers. We care about our aunts. We care about our sisters. We care about our girlfriends and our wives. And we want them to be healthy. And if there's a way for us to be able to find alternatives to what they use, Let's see if we can work together to make sure that we are healthy. I can only imagine what the ripple effect is of adding this, putting contraceptives, vaccines for babies, and how that affects the babies we have today with the increase in things like autism, ADHD, and other neurodivergencies. Again, it's an article I read. This is not me. I'm not a health professional. Penny all the black pen, this white penny, penny, lemnyama, penny, and so. Sharp.